me do? What? What's that? See you later. Today we are going to rank our favorite and the worst Black Series helmets. Now this is my husband's collection. He has quite a large collection. He does not have quite all of them, but we will discuss the few that may not be here. We're going to give some positives and negatives on the helmets, each one, and see what each of us think separately what our favorites are. Today we are going to look at some of the best and worst helmets from the Black Series. Some are more famous characters, and some are not so well known. But all of them are cool in their own ways. So let's get started. So we are going to start with our Rebel helmets. We obviously have Luke. We have Wedge Antilles, Carson Teva, and Wolf. These are all battle simulation helmets, so these are really nice features aside from some of the more known characters and some of the less known characters, kind of across the board here, but they all have really good sound. They have multiple options for your sounds effects inside, and actual clips from the movie plays inside Luke's, for example. And you can choose which scenes you play, and they plays the battle scenes. They also have flashing lights. Let's see if I can find his button, which they like to hide pretty nicely here. Did his lights flash? Nope. Well, he's making sound, which you probably can't hear on there. Oh, there's the lights. Because I had to double hit the button, I believe. And pew pew! They all have these wonderful features. And obviously the sound, you're listening to it inside, so it has a much more clear, nice sound. And it has, like I said, different options. You can switch to 2 different modes. Obviously they all have different colorations. Some, like this one, look really new and clean, and the rest of the others look nice and aged, which I think is a nice feature to have that aging. It just makes it look more plasticky. Obviously they are all plastic, but it just makes it look more plasticky and fake when it's not aged and worn looking. This one is pretty cool just because I like the wolf character and the rebel symbol on the helmet, and you can't really go wrong with classic Luke. Now, one thing we are going to talk about is sizing, because that does matter to some people. Obviously, if you want to wear your helmet, you want to wear it. My head, I measured, was 22 inches around, and my husband is 23 around the band. Each helmet has, well, these helmets are a little different. These helmets are nice and padded inside, and there's Velcro, which you can pull the padding off with. We found, as these have aged, that the Velcro is actually just a sticker that sticks onto here, and it falls off over time. So that is one thing, one of the not so good features of these helmets. Size-wise, I will tell you now that there's not a single helmet here that doesn't fit me in the sense that I can get it on my head, but some of them are huge on my head. On the other hand, some don't fit my husband at all. So, you know, it depends on the helmet. There's some that fit him way better, even with being adjustable. This one, for example, with the ear padding, while it's a little big and rocky, it rocks back a little bit. It doesn't have the band inside that kind of settles on your head. I could adjust the Velcro and padding a little bit to make it fit a little better, and then obviously tighten the strap at the chin. which would also help it stay on nicer. The visors do not move on any of these, and I feel fits very comfortably. Not too big, not too small, though I'm sure like all of these helmets, they all look huge on me. So now we are going to take a look at some of the bad guys. We have Moff Gideon, a Stormtrooper, a Scout Trooper, and of course Darth. One of the things we are missing from our collection are the Clone Trooper helmets. We don't even have a single one, but among the Clone Trooper helmets, there's a lot of similarity between them. They will be on our list, though, to get. For now, we're going to look at our Storm and Scout Trooper, starting off with our Stormtrooper here, who is he's been in nice on display storage. However, one thing I'm noticing even now is the rubber is kind of wearing out and turning this grayish white. So just something to keep in mind when you're storing it. And this is one that really does not fit a lot of people very well. My husband can't wear it. It's too small for him. It does not come with any padding from, if it did, we lost it. Nope. It has a little rubber nose area. It does click open, which is really hard to get open, but I can just put it over my head. My husband can't even get it on his head, even with it clicking open. It's very stiff. I don't know if I can get this. Yeah, I can't get that. We can't get it open. It's hard to open. It's hard to get on. And the worst part of it is that it's supposed to have a lovely voice changer. And some people like the voice changer. It's supposed to make you sound more like a Stormtrooper. I personally, and not being even a big collector, felt like when I tried this on, the voice changer was really disappointing for me even. And so I don't know, some people like it, but I do not see how. When you listen to the voice changer, you can hear it yourself better than other people can. It comes out back speakers behind you. So anyone who's in front of you who you're talking to doesn't really hear your changed voice. They actually hear your normal voice probably as well, if not better, than the changed voice. On the other hand, this trooper also has the same voice changing feature, which is just as low quality. But let's be honest, this looks really cool. Fit wise, it also fits a lot better. It's a lot easier to open. My husband says it fits him perfectly. For me, I find it a little too big, but I have a smaller head, obviously. When I put it on, I have space on both sides, and in front of me, my nose does not even reach the little rubber padding that they put in there that's supposed to be on the support of your nose. So if you have a larger head and want something that fits you, this might be a pretty good helmet choice. The main thing that makes this fit a little better is that it does have a chin strap. So that can help you adjust it if it is big on you to fit a little better. And it does have some padding inside. So a slight upgrade from the original, but still not the voice changing options we'd like. Now we're going to move on to Moff Gideon. Of these villains, he is probably the one with the least amount of features. He looks really cool. I was most impressed with just how shiny black he was. It does show fingerprints a bit, but very shiny, and I thought that was neat. The helmet is pretty big on me. It has the traditional, just adjustable kind of belt type strap to hold it on your head, which I personally don't find it super comfortable. A little bit of padding up there, but not much. And then all it does is light up red. Now, I don't know if you can see this on there. Okay, maybe now you can see this on there. For me, I haven't seen myself in it. But when my husband put this on, his nose was right there. And instead of seeing a cool red eyes, I saw a big red nose tip. So he looked, and I could see through it and see his nose and the red tip of his nose, and he looked like Rudolph. Is that the kind of look a bad guy wants? Not really. But the helmet itself looks cool. It's about the same size as all the Mandalorian helmets, even though it is obviously not he's not a Mandalorian. And he wasn't the coolest character, but he does have a cool helmet. It just doesn't have as much features as some of the other helmets. We got this one on clearance at the Disney clearance store, so some of these features, you know, you are hopefully getting a deal on your helmets, some of them, and not having to pay full price, then it makes it a little more worthwhile. Lastly is Darth Vader, and very much like Luke, he is one that comes with a lot of features. It's a fair-sized helmet, but he's a big guy. So this top part comes off, which in of itself looks awesome. I mean, you could use this, fill it up, soak your feet in it, whatever. No. Gotta have a bucket. But this in itself looks very cool too. They've put a lot of features into the helmet, just the look of it. Outside and inside, this is not its stand. We have just been using it for this helmet at the time. So this helmet has a lot of features, red eyes, it lights up, it makes sounds. The back opens, it unsnaps. If I can figure that out, I believe it's an actual snappy type mechanism, which I think is really cool. Has an elastic strap for adjustment, which I find very helpful. It's adjustable that way and elastic this way. It also has foam padding for the head, not the best padding, but it's okay. Now when it comes to helmet size, again, I'd say all these fit me pretty well. They're all a little big on me. It is adjustable. I'm not trying to adjust it for my head size, but it is kind of roomy. I don't know. I'll have to ask my husband how it fits him. But this has even more features. Oh, my husband says fits him well. This has even more cool features. Not only are you able to unsnap the back to get it on, you are able to take the bottom off, which makes sounds when you do it. It's connected by magnets. You can see inside all the detailing of the voice speakers, even down here, that Darth Vader would have had in his helmet, which just all the features on this helmet just really make it nice. I like how much work and effort they put into it. This side obviously is the remaining part. It also has a button for sound. The button is on the bottom half. Sound quality is pretty good. So a lot of features on this helmet. It's got a pretty good fit. And a lot of neat parts. So a lot of effort put into our helmet here, which I can't put back together. This attaches also with magnets that apparently don't want to work for me. I can't get anything to work. Okay, now we're going to move on to some of our more modern helmets, our Mandalorian series. So we are going to start with some of these more modern characters, aside from Boba. Most of them are very similar helmets, especially Sabine and bo-Katan. And really, they don't have too much in the way of features. They just have this lovely button It lowers your viewfinder down. Your viewfinder does light up. The outside light, red light there, but also this little screen, if I can get it to go. It worked earlier. Okay, nothing, I told you, nothing works. There we go. So the little screen slides right off. You have your targeting finder there. And Sabine's does the exact same thing. I don't have batteries in her, but she does the exact same thing, just slightly different finder, slightly different wear, and her helmet looks a little shorter. Fit for me, I find I've worn bo-Katan for cosplay, and it took a little bit to get used to, but I was able to get used to it, and it worked out. It is a little big for me still, though. I feel like all of these just kind of make my head look huge. It's a little hard to see from the way it fits on my head. But she's a character I love, so I really like the helmet. Boba also has the same viewfinder feature. His also slides off so you can see through it. He has two little lights on the side instead of one. Has the same navigational features with the lights, and the screen slides off if you are interested. There are 3 different Boba helmets. We have the one where he repainted it, refurbished it, whatever you want to call it. There are 2 others. They all have very similar features size-wise. My husband was able to wear this, so it's not going to fit. It's adjusted for his size. I mean, this is going down to my nose, the way he has it adjusted. But he could get it on his head, so I feel like that's a good sign. Over here we have the Mando's helmet, and what I do really like the kind of, I wouldn't call it brush, it's kind of a brushed kind of chrome almost, or a matte chrome, and I like that. He also has a tracking light on the side that we do not have attached, but that lights up blue, similar to how their screens light up blue, and that is really the main feature of him as well. They don't have a lot of also size for my husband's head. This is a slightly smaller helmet, though, in general. But I think anyone could get that. Most people. I can't say anyone. But most people could get that on. They all have your traditional strap inside with these little, they're almost rubbery soft, but they're kind of hard. Padding underneath the little adjustable helmet straps. That kind of just sit them on your dome, and they kind of wiggle around from there. The armor, I love the character, so I really wanted to love the helmet, but first of all, it's huge, which maybe that's great for the character, but as a woman, it's just way too big for me. I mean, the helmets are already too big for me. This thing I am just drowning in. It's heavy. I can't walk around in it. The gold metal looks like plastic. It looks very cheap. It doesn't look, I mean, let's be honest, the metal on bo-Katan's helmet looks very plasticky. Boba Fett's is a lot nicer looking. Sabine's also looks a little more plasticky, but because it's gray, it's a little harder to notice. The only thing that really makes bo-Katan's look not is these really nice worn areas where there's shiny silver coming through. And that looks really nice. And that wear is, you know, all around the helmet, which really does add a little bit more to it. You don't have much of that here. They try and do a little texturing, but looks very plastic. The horns look very plastic. It doesn't make any sounds. It doesn't light up. The battery pack is underneath here. You just lift it up, pop this off, and there is some inside lights. I don't know if you can, oh, I think I turned them off. Nope, they're going. They are mostly display lights. If you push the button, you will, it does go through a light series while it's up, but they're mostly display lights. Kind of like Moff Gideon, they're not really going to add anything to wearing the helmet. And I don't know if that's a premium feature. So she was somebody I was going to love so much. And the helmet just does not live up to my hopes and dreams. So she is not high on my list, but the price was right. Fit-wise, like I said, very big, too big for my head. Fit-wise, I'd say Sabine is one of the better fits for a woman. It's a smaller helmet. It's still not small, but it's a smaller helmet. And with the adjustment, you can get it to stay on your head. But it's also got a short back, which makes it, for me, fit a lot better. Even bo-Katan's is longer and has a longer back on the neck. And so that kind of makes Sabine fit a little better. And just easier to wear around and not look like you're drowning in it. The eyes, I can see through right where I'm supposed to more. Now, again, that's something you can adjust with the straps inside, but it's just got a more natural fit. It doesn't go all the way down to my shoulders. Because when you put on a set of armor with some shoulder pads or anything like that, that's going to be raising up your shoulders too. You want to have some, you want it to fit correctly. But that's a cosplay thing. All right, last but not least, we are going to bring out Ren. And I'll be right back. Now, before we anger anybody, we do not have Kylo Ren's helmet. And one of the other missing pieces in our collection. We do have the helmet of Ren, the Knights of Ren, which does not have a lot of features. It's kind of a lesser known, lesser collected helmet. It only kind of slides open like this with a little elastic band in the center. Hopefully you can see that. And it is small. Great for me. Not so great if you have a larger head. You fog it up when you're breathing in it. But, oh, okay. But the shine is awesome. You do have to make sure you polish those fingerprints out of it. And it doesn't really do anything. No features. It does come with the stand. That is the stand we have Darth Vader's helmet on right now. Like I said, it doesn't have a lot of features, but if your price point can play a big key in what you enjoy, and it's definitely different than most of the helmets. Okay, last but not least, we have the helmet of the Wanderer, Manny, whatever you want to call him. This is one of the newest helmets, and at least at the filming at this point, we will make another video if we get a lot more helmets, but right now, this is one of the newest, and even though maybe there was definitely mixed reviews about the show, I think a lot of people enjoy this helmet. It has a very creepy, industrial look to it. Even though it's plastic, all the beat metal does look pretty good. It almost has a shine to it, but not quite. Typical, again, same kind of straps for adjustment. It only has a light, which are the, again, your kind of display lights inside. The plastic on this one that I found unique is that even though they're very small slits, the plastic is a lot more clear and easy to see through it, even though it's more narrow. It's a lot more clear to see through than some of those plastics on the helmets. Fit-wise, I think it's pretty standard. I mean, I know it's a little big in the front nose section for me. Nose, chin, but overall I think it fits pretty good compared to some of them. It's not crazy heavy like some of them are. Even bo-Katan I thought was very heavy. Like I said, I did get used to it. It has a little bit of features on the inside for details. I think even if it doesn't have a lot of, like, it doesn't have the sound and light features like a lot of helmets, there's a lot of just details in the looks, which kind of makes it a little cooler. Let's see, does that fit you? Yeah, put it on. Yeah, it fits. It's a little short almost on your chin, or very close to your chin. Chin to chin, it's very close. Not bad. So now we are going to rank our helmets. Each of us are going to give a runner-up to our favorite and our favorite. All right. My very unhelpful husband informed me that my lovely Knights of Ren helmet was not Black Series. So it has been disqualified. You got a little snippet of some info on a different type of helmet though. We do have a few Disney helmets, not many, but it has been disqualified from our ranking, so we are ready to present our favorites and our least favorites. My husband also insisted that we have a runner-up for the worst. Not just the worst, but a runner-up worst, which is what we are going to start with. Our runner-up to the worst helmets. My runner-up to the worst helmet is unfortunately going to be the Armorer. I wanted to love her. I really did, and so that probably adds to it when you're really expecting and hoping for something and you get a big letdown, because she's such a cool character, and I mean, in general, that makes the helmet a little cooler, but it is a big letdown for what I was hoping for. So that is my runner, maybe not say runner up, my runner down. It doesn't have a lot of features, it doesn't make a lot of lights, sounds, pretty much just the little display lights, which you can barely see. It's heavy, it's plasticky looking, it's huge, and it just doesn't look authentic and cool. Like, you should look cool, like you can kick butt in this and make some armor and be mysterious, not like child's play item. All right, and my husband's runner down is Boba Fett, for much the same reason that he really wanted to love it, because he loves the character, and was very disappointed that he cannot wear it because the fit is very small for him. For me, it is fine. Like I said, all of these helmets fit me, but for him, it is very small. His eyes are up here and you can't see through it. His nose gets very squished up against the plastic, and you can see that, and you can even see the little bit of his chin underneath. That is all. How it fits you individually will vary. Feature-wise, it doesn't have any super features. I mean, the little tracker is nice, the little lights, but it doesn't have, it doesn't have lights and sounds that some of the more fancy helmets have, for sure. And that is that about it? You need to say something.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, our worst rated Black Series helmet, I think we both are in agreement on this, even though he has not told me for sure, but I think we both rate the Stormtrooper helmet as the worst helmet. Am I correct? Okay. It does have a cool look, but the materials are getting worn. It's small. It's hard to put on. The sound voice feature is the only feature it has. It doesn't have lights. It just has that voiceover, which just doesn't work good. So you really, I mean, it's good to have in your collection. It looks like a nice stormtrooper, but for what it does and usefulness, can't use it, can't wear it, can't make your voice sound like anything. It's just the lowest on the list. Now we will do our runner-up for the best. Not even, my battery's not working, I guess. I'm going to start with my runner-up with the best this time, and I am going to put our helmets, our Rebel helmets, as a runner-up for the best. I'm picking Luke personally, even though I do really like the wolf helmet, because you can't go wrong with classic Luke. Sorry. I mean, it's classic. My husband's a little surprised, but it's classic. I love the padding. It's much more comfortable than, and even though it doesn't stay in, you can always work with that. I can always fix that. I can find, now mind you, that's only if you want to cosplay and alter your helmet a little bit, but you can work with that. And the padding is so much more comfortable to me than all of these helmets. They're just so hard to wear. When you wear them for hours, they're very hard on your head and your ears, depending how they fit you. They're back of your neck. They can be rough. They're hard plastic. This one, the padding, really, I enjoy it. But not only that, it's got so many sound features. I do have to adjust a neck chin strap if I was going to get it to stay on completely right. And I like those ear pads, I sure do. This, a little rough on my nose, but I just have to adjust that with the chin strap. And the nicest feature of these helmets, aside from the padding, and they fit me, obviously, that always helps, is the sound effects. I mean, that's a big selling feature to me for a helmet. There's a lot of helmets out there. What sets one apart from the other? It's usually your favorite character and what kind of features it does. What makes it more fun? If you've got it on, what do you got it on? What can you do with it? Can you just put it on your head, or can you actually do things with it? All the sound features are nostalgic, they're fun, they're interesting. You can sit there and listen to them, and much more interactive. So this is my runner-up. Let's see what yours is. And my husband's runner-up for best? The Scout Trooper. He just loves how it fits, but let's be honest. This thing just looks really cool. It does. I mean, that's neat. The lenses, he says, are very easy to see through. They're a nice little kind of amber color, like you're looking through sunglasses. The voice feature, as we mentioned, not the best feature-wise. It's not all that awesome. That's why it's a runner-up. You can get Luke next at the same time. You'll have your features and look really cool. Now we're going to go for the best. The best of the best. I didn't even have to ask my husband what his #1 favorite best of the best helmet, Black Series helmets were, because I could tell, and I also felt the same way. It is a sweep across the board that our favorite Black Series helmet is Darth Vader. It's awesome. It has so many details. I mean, the details are just endless. It has lots of features of how you can use it, mobilize it, sound effects, lights, the red lenses look awesome to look through. I mean, even look at that. They put the little dents under the eyes. There's nothing they didn't do with this helmet. Well, maybe there is. I'm sure there's people who could always figure stuff out. But they put a lot of effort in this helmet. It looks cool. It fits it fits me and my husband. No problem. I mean, like I said, they're all a little big on me, but they all fit. So there's nothing this helmet doesn't offer you. It doesn't just go on your head. It doesn't just have display lights. It's got sounds. It's got breathing. It's able to come apart. I mean, who needs the bottom part? You just wear the top.
Can you breathe in that?
Always afraid. Every time. Every time. It's a little big on me, like they all are, but you want the total package. You want something with features. You want something with details. You want something that's going to do things. But you still want the details and the authenticity from the movies and the shows. You still want to be able to fit it on your head and wear it. And that goes both ways. And I know it's really hard to design a helmet that there's such a wide range of sizes of people to make it fit and make it usable. So that's always a very, that's a really hard area to determine if a helmet's good or not. It's very personal. But you can't go wrong with this helmet. And it's not crazy priced. It gives you everything you need and should be the staple first selection for your collection. If you don't have it yet and you've already started collecting some other helmets, get it. It's our number one. You can't go wrong with Darth Vader.